Hi, thank you everyone who's watching this video, and thank you to everyone who's joining in live. So, what to do? What to do in the face of challenge, problem, or even something that seems dangerous? Well, the human tendency, the human reaction, of course, is to freak out. That's the habit that most people have fallen into. And that I would argue it's the habit that really the fundamental habit that we're all here trying to unlearn and to replace with the new habit of faith and trust. And of course, this doesn't even, you know, people have fallen into the habit, and I do sometimes too, of really getting upset or worried over things that aren't that big of a deal. And so, really, the essence of the path is to stay connected to God under all circumstances and to really maintain faith no matter what's going on. And Bruno really points this out very beautifully. Um, this is from the book Powers of the Spirit, page 80. And this is a quote from Bruno, all you have to do and must do in every situation of apparent danger is to maintain your connection with the world above through an absolute trust. The slightest doubt or the smallest trace of anxiety is enough to cut off your protection. And then you become a football for evil to play with. But evil can only send you the thoughts that make you anxious if you accept them. In such a case, and this is specific to Freddie Hosp, the author of this book, and yet the rest is very specific to Freddie, but it can also really apply to all of us. In such a case, you would not be able to sleep anymore because of terrible nightmares. So whenever something's not going well, the evil thoughts will come to be like, see, there you go, there is no God, or you're not okay, or things aren't going to work out. And it's that time when we need to dig in deepest to our faith and really, really, as Bruno said, maintain our connection to the world above through trust. It's a bit of a paradox that in the situations where, it would seem, like let's say something really bad happens, someone, or something we think of as bad anyway, someone gets like kicked out of their house and literally doesn't have a place to stay. So the human tendency, of course, is to freak out. Oh my God, I'm on the streets, nothing's gonna, to just take in all those negative thoughts. But that in an extreme situation, much less in any situation, that's when we need faith the most. And Bruno points out that all you have to do is take in one negative thought. Now, take in is very different than become aware of. If we become aware of a negative thought and we say no to it, that's very different than becoming aware of a negative thought and saying yes to it. So it's really, the end, what we're all working on this path is having faith all the time, especially when things don't go the way we want, and double especially when we're up against what seems like a crisis. But even when we're not, we need to maintain faith and trust, because that's what keeps us connected to God, and that's what keeps this divine protection in place. The only way evil can harm us is to get us to accept evil thoughts. That cuts us off from God, and that opens the doorway for more and more evil to come in. So even when things are challenging, let's keep that Let's keep our faith and trust. And we can practice this right now. Let's just review today or yesterday, or any time in the past where, we lost our faith. Something bad happened and we lost our faith. And let's see that scene happening. And then let's do a do-over. Then the same thing is happening, but we react differently. The negative thoughts will tell us that the situation is what determines our feelings, but actually it's our reaction. So see that same thing happening again. And then this time have a different reaction. Maintain our faith. And if we do that, problems pass by so much more quickly. It's when we take in the fear thoughts that problems really stick around.